specifically on tanks, right? So if you don't count your bubbles like you would with males, then you're in shit, right?
Yeah.
Because Grab Dragon is 2 ultimates to team wipe, and if you don't team wipe, then you've kind of lost, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Dorado next, Laura?
I give you timestamp. For DPS, I want to say something else too. If tab possess pressure shields, I can shatter. Because if you're like Kree Hanzo, for example, like Hanzo's just looking for picks pretty much. But also, if tab asks for pressure, just ignore everyone else, just pressure shield. Because at that point, your win condition is shattered. And if they have no shield, they can't block it. And if they're shattered, it's easy kills.
Mm-hmm.
So if tab asks for pressure shield, just ignore everything and pressure the shield. Yeah, it's 3 points.
Okay, so it's around here. So you guys decide. I want high ground. Problem is, this is a contested space in the sense that it is 2 DPS and Diva, V1 DPS, and Diva. So what is the solution to this? And it is not pushing the way you guys pushed, right? Take a head count real quick with your Diva. Decide whether or not you can take it, and then what?
Back off. Rejoin the team.
Ask your team to come up and help you.
Okay.
Yeah, you told us about that yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Call for tab. Tab turns around. We're running brawl. That means the entire team comes up to high ground.
I mean, you're not really brawl right now. You're like pharmacy. But like, if Tab and Fake are with you too, and the 4 of you walk up that way, I mean, the Asian can just stay main and like spam them out from this angle over here, right? Like he was in the sky right here. He could like spam them out from this angle. So even if you didn't ask Tab to come up, if you have a pharmacy, you can ask them to help because they can get to you pretty much instantly, right? But otherwise, Tab and Fake walk up the stairs behind you, right? It takes some time, but obviously their run's not going to get the memo, right? So he's never going to be up here in time to meet you guys because he has a longer way to go in general as well, right? So you guys walk up here with a Rhine shield. Absolutely no one will be able to like contest you without an enemy Rhine shield in comparison, unless you guys decide not to shoot, right? So when you come up here, you'll be able to force them off the high ground. At which point you can pretty much stand here and hold shield and force them to turn the map. But a lot of teams don't turn the map effectively because remember, teams are weakest in rotation, right? So by putting yourselves on the high ground in such like an oppressive position with the Rhine shield, which you can do, not all the time, right? But most of the time, like if you can't contest it yourselves, you can essentially get your run up here and force them to turn the map. But because they're rotating, their team is going to be pretty much free pickings for Yafara because if they turn the map this way, where is Yafara still at? Probably still over here, right? Spamming literally their backline. So either have to give all the space, right? Because they have to back up to here to be in a position to face you with their Rhine shield, or take a really long rotate on high ground, which is free cart again, right?
Right.
And they can't afford to give you free cart because you're about to cap. So like this is an example of like asking your team to devote resources towards you in order to turn them up, right? Like you might not be on Widow, but like even when you're on Kree, this is specific for more Asian than Art, although Art sometimes does play the Kree as well. But Asian is supposed to be the Kree more frequently than not. Um, you have to take the high ground like you would as a Widowmaker because even if you are not a Widowmaker, turning the map is still valuable to make picks because the reason you pick Kree is because the map is relatively close range anyway, and that Widow would receive less benefit from being played there, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So, I mean, Kree is just as deadly as a Widow in those circumstances, considering like there's no damage fall off at this kind of range if you stood here, right?
Yep. Yep.
So like you are essentially like a Widowmaker, right? And there's always a threat when people are on the high ground, specifically McCree, that he could drop up at any time and flash anybody in your team and get a kill. Like it might not matter if he drops off and trades the enemy McCree, but if he drops off and trades the Ana for his own life, or if he's really good, he can trade the Ana and the Zun, right? Because most Masters Crees would be able to do that, right? They'd be able to come up over here and say the Ana and the Zen are playing together, pick off the Zen and then roll it onto the Ana and fan her, right? Even if you traded his life 2-for-1, he's won the team fight, right? And it's just because he's taken the superior position, right? And it's always the threat, right, of having this Kree on the high ground that is pressure, right? Because, like, let's say you took this whole high ground as a pair, their team has to back or they sit with you right above their heads, right? And there's nowhere for them to hide, in a sense, right? Because the Zen and the Ana, like, they are pretty much relegated to this small room, which is pretty easily spammed out by, like, fire rockets, for example. Um, so, like, at any time, if they poke their head too wide, they die to something. And so, like, the amount of heals and quality of heals that they're able to put out will always be less than your healers. Because if you have more space than the enemy team, then your healers have more space, right? And that means that they're not pressured, so they can devote 100% of their time to healing. Whereas the enemy team's healers are constantly like repositioning, looking up, looking away from their tanks, right? Like they might output maybe half the quality of heals in comparison. So like that's why it's really important for you guys to monopolize high ground. Don't just like give it up if you can't take it. You have to take it, so you have to do anything you can to take it, right? Like
Yeah.
whether or not your team comp supports it, like even if you're a Zarya Hanzo, like you guys could still take it with the right like resources. But a lot of teams don't think like that. They're like, I have a Zarya, I can't contest high ground. But like that's why when you have a Zarya, you don't just play a Kree, you play a Hanzo because he can go up, right? So like every single team comp that you guys build, even if you guys were the 6-stack competitive, you have to build a comp where you could theoretically pocket like a DPS onto the high ground. So in the most recent scrim on King's Row, your Lucio player, who was the tryout, actually came up to the high ground with you guys. Really good instincts by him. I actually really like him as a player. But that's like an example of another character that could accompany you guys. So like imagine if you guys like were at the top of the stairs and then you guys as three, Lucio, Eva, and McCree amped out onto their team and the D would just DM'd like the 5 steps this way, you could totally flash their Kree before he flashes you, right? Because you're DMing the whole way, or like run them over because like you guys have a little bit more healing and that's all the difference, right? So like you can ask for your off heals essentially. So the way we are trying to design our team is that everyone has a buddy, right? Normally in most teams the buddy system is like 2 healers, the 2 tanks, and the 2 DPS, right? But I think it's actually more effective to do it this way. So pretty much it's the hit scan DPS that'd be Art and Asian with Doge in a sense, right? If they're not in the same match. It's whoever is the hit scan at the time, right? So your job is to contest high ground in literally every map because high ground on every map is valuable. I can't think of a single map where the high ground isn't valuable, right? And then I'm thinking that off support will pocket the May player because the May player is the one that is projectile. So they play Pharmacy, they play Doomfist, which goes really well with Brig. 3 packs of armor on a Doomfist gives him like 400 HP or something, if not more. It's quite a bit, plus overshields. So it's quite menacing. Then there's like the Lucio that pretty much just speeds the May onto the enemy team, which is kind of gross too. So like there are a lot of combos in that regard. And then the main tank and the I guess flex support, they're not the main support. They output more healing, right? Whoever is outputting more healing sits with tab, right? And pretty much those two run like on a run and run people over, right? So like everyone has like a buddy. So from now on, I encourage you guys to play in competitive together, right? So
Okay.
like Tab would queue with Fake, and Tab's not allowed to make jokes about not having like wanting another teammate because that's all the heals he's getting. So you better work with it, right? Familiarize yourself with how much healing Fake will give you, and then play accordingly, right? Because for example, Laura and I queue as on a run sometimes, and I like expect the maximum output that she can give in terms of healing on Ryan because I feed that hard, right? Just like you push the health bar of the Diva mech to the limit by playing with Art and taking the high ground 2v3, right? Like if you guys do it right, you could technically do it 2v3, right? But practice, right? Same with Asian. You have to pair up with Doge when Art isn't playing, or the two of you pair up together, and because there will be instances where we put both of you in at the same time, right? And then the 3 of you would go high ground together. But yeah, you guys are all together, so make sure you are aware of this and buddy system it up. And if you're buddy isn't within your line of sight and isn't like stacked with you, unless it's the Zarya Hanzo, you know, where they can't physically stack together, you're in the wrong spot. So from now on, your positioning is dictated by your counterpart, is what I'm trying to say. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So for the scrim later, I definitely want to see like, when you have struggles getting high ground, definitely ask Lucia to come with you, or even the whole team. Let's make sure we work on that later too.
All right.
Because once they take high grounds and they don't, they're always on the back foot. They always have to react to what you're doing. And like you said, the healers have to be careful. Like everyone has to be more careful. So let's make sure during the scrim later that if you struggle, that you ask for help.
So like a lot of people don't play Overwatch like a shooter, but it is, right? Like on any shooter, for example, Counter Strike. As a decent Counter Strike player before Laura, you talk all the time about how taking space is super important because you're methodically backing them into a corner, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't ever want to say like have to say that you guys have to like take this high ground, take that high ground. You guys should be able to recognize like how much space can we possibly take, right? It's never like how do we kill their Rhine or win the team fight, because if you take all the space, you're guaranteed to win the team fight, right? Because if they're backed into a corner, unless they have 6 ultimates, their ultimates are always going to be like less valuable than yours. So like say you back a team into a corner and you guys both have May ult, right? Which team wins? Nobody?
The team that's pushing the other team into the corner because they have less space to get out and to maneuver.
Mm-hmm. It's like you always have to back them up against a wall, but like not an actual wall, but by taking all their space, they either have to waste a lot of time and resources to pretty much get you off of their high ground. Um, at which point, like it's too late, right? Because you already control it. The team that gets up there first wins, in a sense, right? Because like, let's say a diva flies up to contest you guys. The Doge flies into a diva's face, pushes him down, and flies back to high ground. It's whatever, right? You guys are on the same cooldown. There's no way, right? So unless they commit like 4 or 5 people, maybe 6, like they're not pushing you down there for free, right? So like you guys have this big problem with ultimates where like you'll throw a May ult or a grab dragon, but because you throw it in free space, you don't really get value, right? Because you haven't backed them into a corner yet, right? And like this is an aspect of competitive play that we haven't really talked about yet. So I essentially want you guys to always have them on the back foot, right? Like they always have to be backing away before you're ulting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or they have to be hard
We're just
engaged on you.
trying to like group them before we ult, more or
Yeah,
less.
because if you don't
Force
group
me to
them, you're
like
not
shove
getting
myself
value.
as well.
So if it's open space like this, as far as grouping, it depends kind of like what kind of ult we have is how we want to group them.
Well, automatically, if you take the high ground, all these people are on the floor, right? And then you've taken more space up to like here. Now they're backed into a corner. They're already grouped for you. It doesn't matter what else it is. Everyone will have a better time with it. Like if they're here, you literally could put your like McCree over here and like drop down on them
So
anytime.
yeah, that's not really what I'm at. So what I'm really asking is like, how would you identify the situations where you want to bait them in, or where you want to push them into a corner? You know what I mean?
Okay, so there are certain ultimates that benefit from being baited in too, and there's certain ultimates where you want to push them in, and they're like
Is it like more map geometry than anything, and like what ult?
other ultimates, specifically ultimates. So
Okay.
like Baptiste window, for example, right? Anything that can be kited, you want them to commit into you, right? So like May ulti,
Okay.
for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Baptiste window. Like if it can be kited, then you want them in your team. Now if it's a pressure ultimate of any kind, you want them backed into a corner,
So
right? No space to back away.
so like bongos would be like once they've committed into the fight.
Mm-hmm. So
Okay.
typically damage boosting ults, you don't want them to kite away from, so they have to be committed, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the exception of maybe Nana, which could be used both ways because it moves with the team,
Mm-hmm.
or like Valkyrie, I guess. But the other two, Bongos and Window, things that are stationary, you have to have them committed. So like if the
Yeah.
ultimate doesn't move,
So
then
it's
you
more like
want
an
them
open
in your
space
team.
ult.
One that capitalizes on open space. But if it's stationary in the sense of like a fire barrage or a Reaper LT, you want them back into a corner, right? Because if you're pushing them into a corner, they're not looking at that person, right? You're taking aggro off of the person, right?
And most likely they're also going to be burning cooldowns too.
Mm-hmm. So, like, for example, Genji Blade, right? You probably don't want a Genji Blade a team that is like super duper spread out, because then you're not getting as much value because you're spending a lot of your time like dashing all over the place trying to get there, right? You want to be blading the team where you're hitting 3 people with your blade, right? So like your team has to pressure them into a corner, into like grouping up, right? That's why like uh dive comp v brawl, like Genji plays typically white brawl because if you're able to like nano blade correctly, you are slashing like 3 people at a time, right? Doesn't matter if they're counter swords because you're one shotting 3 things in one slash, right? Or in theory you should, instead of getting deleted, right? So you have to identify like this is more for tab and fake than anything, but mostly tab because tab you control like the pressure of the fight, right? You have to identify like I have male T, so let's back up and kite them in, right? Like fake will tell you I want to use male T here, right? And he'll like give you like a brief, like vague plan, right? And then it's up to you to figure out how to get it done, right? So like while Doge is like how do I take space, Tab you're like what do I do with my space, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember you're working as a small unit of you and fake, but you hold the most aggro on the team, so you're able to easily push forward or back up because you hold the aggro, right?
You dictate the pace of the fights.
So, like, I want you to practice that a little bit more tonight, specifically. Like, if you have male, kite back, window, kite back. If you have nano, you want to push them into a corner because when Orion is backed into a corner, you can shatter him easier because he can't hard shield. He has nowhere to go, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the time, you like treat shatter as like one of those ults where you don't really kite back or move forward for it. You just stand in the middle space and then you shatter. But like, there's not enough pressure on the enemy Ryan, so he's not gonna drop his shield, right? Unless you're like lucky. So yeah, that's definitely kind of problematic. So, can we look at Art's Genji play?
For
Oh god,
tournaments
no.
or last scrim?
Last scrim.
Which map was
Oh,
it? You play Genji on Art? Is it Busan or?
It's Busan.
Yeah,
Not
someone played
Oasis.
Genji on
Li
Busan.
Zhang.
Don't look at Oasis for him.
Okay.
Oh god, Oasis and freaking
Let's
Li
watch
Zhang are the worst
Busan
ones.
first. I think that's a good one
Busan
to
was
watch.
not terrible.
Says
Do you
you.
have the code?
Okay. I didn't flop the blade, probably because I never used it, so...
You can't fuck up your blade if you don't use it.
There you go.
I once watched Pichu take 4 minutes to charge a Reaper ulti, and then he never used it.
It didn't
He
take
still got scolded by his coach for not using it. So either
I
way,
know.
you're in shit.
I know I am. For some reason, when I'm playing Genji in a scrim, I do terrible. But if I'm playing Genji in a comp game, it's actually a lot better. And it's weird because I never really have to use... I don't know.
We're
Don't
not just
worry.
specifically looking at art here. We're looking at the team as a whole playing dive, right? Because this is like your most recent scrim. Actually, the last map you played for the night, I think, right? So
Yeah.
you guys decide to engage on Monkey because he engaged on you. This is problematic in the sense that he can get 3 packs of armor and probably out sustain if you're not focusing the Brig, right? Because Brig HPS is actually higher than Mercy so long as Inspire is up, plus 3 armor packs and then Lucio heals. So, like, trying to kill a monkey, yeah, you guys succeed because their Brig is not proccing Inspire enough, right? And their Lucio is like Speedy Boy. But this is the incorrect dive call, so who in your comp, theoretically, should you be diving?
Who should we
Brig.
be diving in their
Brig.
comp?
Brig.
Mhm.
Brig.
She's got the least escape.
She's got the least escape, and she doesn't have anyone to pocket her through it, because Lucio's not pocketing her through dive damage, right? But she can pocket anybody else, because, you know that the biggest counter to dive is armor, right?
Yeah, because it takes off more damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Winston Tickle gun doesn't work as well.
You obviously want to kill the Brig because she can't give herself armor, right? Not until she gets rally. So you'd want to kill her really early on in the fight to negate the advantage that rally armor will give later on by keeping her alive, right? And she's actually like in the middle of your team, so I mean, like you definitely should be diving her instead of just like tickling everything, right? As well as for you guys, like as a whole, your target priority when you dive is pretty off, right?
I think I was calling, like, can we not try to focus down the monkey?
If you did, I never heard you say that.
Hmm.
But I know we switched targets.
Yeah.
But if you guys immediately kill their Brig in the first dive, because their monkey engaged into your backline, right? So look at it this way. If he engages on you guys and you engage on his Brig, what the fuck is he like beaming? Absolutely nothing, right? I mean, you have a pharmacy, you're like on us across the map, he has no jump for the next few seconds, right? So, like, essentially, this Brig gets pretty much no peeling from your team, or their team, really, because DM is not going to eat the laser onto the Brig, right? So you have to take them using their cooldowns to engage as an opening to engage on their backline, because dive is, in a sense, trading backlines, right? There's two ways to play dive. So way one is trading your backline. So this is how dive was traditionally played in the early seasons of Overwatch, where your Mercy goes in with your team, occasionally comes back to kill the Zen, and the Zen that dies first loses the team fight for their team, right? The other way is to play dive as a reactive peel, right? So you know that the enemy team uses their cooldowns to engage on, let's say, Ana, right? Then you as a team have to decide then that you guys are going to peel for your Ana, so you counter dive the dive.
That's
Now,
kind of
why?
how I was thinking, and is like the monkey's jumping in first by himself. That we can focus him down before his cooldown gets up for him to get out, and then go from there.
Now, why is the counter dive style bad?
What is it? What?
Because tanks are made to take damage.
Yeah, okay, but it was played as a style. But why is it just like overall less efficient? Teams that play counter dive.
I mean, you
It's
have low
reactive.
damage, so you want to take targets that don't have a lot of HP out quickly. But
It's reactive. You're not taking initiative.
Okay. I could see all those answers being kind of relevant. But the biggest thing is, if you guys are counter diving, their bubble drop first, right? So your Ana's already getting chunked, right? Like you already go into the fight at a disadvantage. Because they had 6 people jump on your Ana. Or 4, or however many dive heroes they decide to play that time. Sometimes it's a Mercy and a Lucio who all jump on your Ana. So your Ana's always going to be pressured, right? So when you have 6 people jumping on your Ana and you decide to jump with those 6 people, obviously your comp's going to lose to theirs because Brig outsustains Ana, right? And your comp's going to lose to theirs because your Pharah can't break the bubble fast enough by herself, but the rest of your team doesn't break a bubble, right? And your Ana is always going to be at a disadvantage being the one jumped on first, right? Because the team that gets dove on first has their Ana inside a bubble, low HP, right? Now you either take the heals and damage boost off your Pharah to pocket your Ana, who will probably still die, right? Or you lose because you can't trade. Like in the counter dive, you're like trading your backline in a way where you're not trusting your Ana to stay alive. You're like, okay, I'm not gonna kill their heals. I'm gonna clear their whole team, right? Or I'm gonna try and focus down Brig, but she's procced Inspire. So like it just doesn't work because you've already traded your Ana's health bar before the fight started, right? You're guaranteeing that she's going to die. Because even if you peel for her, can you peel for her enough? In a theoretical dive comp, probably not, right? Not without a Brig. Because unless you can somehow give your Ana like 3 packs of armor to increase her health bar, there's absolutely no way that you keep her alive, right? So what are you gonna do? Defense matrix her, right? Like she's gonna get beamed to death, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it, right? Like she's gonna get one clipped, smacked by Brig, right? Like you can't like defensively counter dive. So I want you guys to stop that style altogether. You don't peel for your Ana unless nothing's happening, right? Like if you dive their backline, you have to have a faster time to kill than them because that's what it is, right? And dive is time to kill. So like a GM dive team who's played dive together can kill someone under 1 second. You guys probably take between 4 and 7 seconds, probably, right? Sometimes you don't kill it at all. Depends on your target focus, mechanical ability, positioning, all of that, right? And how well played the other person is. So when you guys play dive, your goal should always be to do what?
Kill the back
Dive
line.
be dive. So like, which
Kill-
dive wins? The one with the faster time to kill, right?
Yep.
So you have to kill them faster, not just kill them, because that's like the very bare requirement, right? You kill them in 10 seconds, but your Ana died in 3, and then someone else gets dove in your comp, right? They've dived like 2 times in the time it took you to dive one person, right? Like that's not efficient. So like I want you guys to focus on reducing your time to kill, right? Because it's quite long right now, right? Like this fight has been going on for of this 50 seconds, probably 30, right? And your monkey's moved maybe 3 steps, right? Because you guys haven't really been focusing the same targets, haven't really like picked a right target. So when you counter dive, right? Let's say you pick the wrong target, like you pick their monkey and they pick your Ana as your targets, right? You automatically lose because that monkey is going to outsustain your Ana, obviously, right? So definitely dive backlines and reduce time to kill. Everyone has to be on the right target at the right time, and quickly, right?
Mhm.
Because right now, like your time to kill isn't even worthwhile to play dive. Like at this point, like you'd kill something faster on Brawl. That's why Brawl is a crutch to lower SR teams, because Brawl forces you all to be in the same place anyway, right? There's no coordinating of how to get there or who you're on. It's whatever is within easy reach, right? And you're all forced to stand together because if you're not standing together, what the fuck are you doing, right? But we are trying to aspire to be better because dive teams that run the best dive are always the best from the OWL, right? Like it's always been true that the best dive teams are the ones that win because even without ultimates, dive can kill a person. But Brawl without ultimates, a lot of the time doesn't kill anybody, right? Until someone builds their first shatter or pressure ultimate like Nana, right? So dive is overall like a better comp, and I'd like you guys to learn it because like it's good on the majority of maps. Like you can actually technically play dive on any map, right? If you wanted to. So definitely like as a pocket pick, you guys have to fix your coordination, right?
I want to say something about it. The issue we have with dive is that you guys do know how to execute it. But like right now, I think if you go back a few seconds, Alexis, just when the monk is about to jump in, like, oh, okay, that's fine. Like, oh yeah, pause it for a second. Like, you guys know to dive the healers, but if they attack first, even if they do a scuff dive on you guys are just so thrown off that you guys just panic and there's chaos. And right now, you don't have to be chaotic. Like, the point Alex in like 12 seconds, or like at that point, maybe 20 or something. Honestly, take a breather. Like, ask for a hey, fair scouts versus healer. Just like get to the checklist. Don't be chaotic. Just like take your time, set up stage, ask for a hey, fair where's healers, where's a target. Just take your time. Don't be baited into chaotic fights that the enemy wants because they're scuffed, you know? So just make sure later today when we play dive that you guys take a breather. Make sure we go to the checklist, fair scout. This is the target, where's the target? Okay, ready, 3, 2, 1, go. Because right now you have the plan, you know what to do, but you just get thrown off by the enemy just attacking you guys first.
So even if you kill somebody, right? Um, you have to go through the entire checklist again. You don't just jump again, because if your team wipes because you did a poor jump the second time as a team, like a poor dive, you pretty much lost all the progress that you gained from doing a good dive in the first place, right? So you start from 0 because that person respawns and walks back, and you have to dive them again and kill them again, right? At which point they probably have all charge as well from wiping your team. So dive feed's really hard, so you have to be in and out really really fast, right? And you have to make sure that after you've successfully dived one person, you back out, right? Start the process again. So Tab, as the leader of the dive, right? You're not allowed to skip steps, is what I'm saying, right?
Okay.
So like you have to go back to scout again, right? Like you can speed up the process, but you have to do the entire process again from scratch. Because if you don't do it again from scratch, then you're not doing it right.
Yeah, if you don't take your time, maybe only you can dive the target and they're not gonna die. So you have to take a little bit slower, make sure everyone's on the same page. And be like, okay, there's a new target, 3, 2, 1, go. You kill them, resets, there's a new target, ready, 3, 2, 1, go.
And if it makes you guys feel any better about letting Fake die all the time, just tell him to die slower than the enemy healer. He'll figure it out eventually. And you guys play a Mercy, actually. So if you guys manage to kill the enemy healer fast enough, you guys can actually theoretically get a res on Fake, so you don't have to feel as bad, right? So, like, that's partly why trading backlines is okay. It's always okay, but, like, it's extra okay here because you have Mercy.
So, as far as target priority, like, if I was looking for a dive, I'd first look for Brig here. Probably Lucio next, if possible. Lucio or Genji. And then where do you go from there as far as priority of dive targets? Because, like, Tracer's low HP, but she's got a lot of escape. Or is the fight just over and you just take control of the area after you get those 2 or 3?
I think that at that point, you probably out-sustain them with your healing, so you just sit on the point, you cap it, and then their dive tanks, if you already on the point, either leave and you can chase them down because it user jumps to escape, or we cap the point, right, and they come down to you, and whoever comes down first dies, right? Like, it's really whatever at that point.
2 kills generally wins a fight.
Yeah, I mean, on the healers. Like, some members of your team are more disposable than others, TBH, right? So, like, if your low
So
damage hero is going to die first, so, like, say you play a Pharah and you play a Genji and your Genji dies first, I would say you could probably still win, right?
So as far as targeting, going for mobility until we get enough picks that they have to play into us
Yeah.
and lose that fight. Okay.
Because, I mean, you play on maps where, like, they have to come to the point. Like, every map has, like, something like that, right? Like an objective, a payload, anything. So, like, there'll
Right.
come a time where they will be forced into you or they'll be forced to back way out, right?
Right.
Also, at Tab, I think for the match you're watching now, I think at the beginning, one our tanks like high grounds, the very beginning. So Freya can scout and you can see what's going on too. And
So
once
you're saying
everyone's
take the
cooldowns
high
up,
ground that Widow usually does?
Mm-hmm.
I would say
Okay.
initially when you come out spawn, take high grounds with Diva. Just set Freya to the scouting, wait your cooldowns down, because whilst you're waiting for the cooldowns, you're getting the information where the target is anyway. So you're giving your DPS time too, and then once you have all your cooldowns, you can do the
Okay.
checkers. Yeah,
Okay.
countdown.
So from here, you probably wouldn't be able to make the jump to the other side of the point where the Ana is, right? From up here, it's definitely a lot more manageable, right? Like, you could definitely at least end up in front of her if you really wanted to, right? Or on, like, the
I
high ground
think
right
I
above her
can
heads.
drop to that high ground and then jump.
But if you started right here, it's a longer walk, right? But the point doesn't unlock for 12 more seconds at the very least, even while you're, like, brawling right here with the monkey and the bird. So if you set up here, no one on their team is really, like, threatening to you. Like, if Monkey wants to dive up here, whatever, right? Like, Azana's still staging, and your team is not threatened, right? Your pharmacy is in the
Right.
air, Genji's sitting with you, Diva's sitting with you, and your Ana's on this long rotate. Like, no one's gonna kill her, right?
So, okay.
So just stage high grounds, get vision, Freya will scout.
In a monkey model right now.
Hey, which one?
Nothing. I'm just making fun of the monkey, the other monkey.
Oh, go with the eyes.
This is for April Fools.
So, so pretty much what we're saying in the summary of the dive is take a breather, take your time, because you guys kind of rush and skip steps.
And pick
And
a
then
good
if so
target.
scabbed, yeah, pick a target. Because when you
Like a
rush
good
it's gonna be
target.
scabbed, and time to kill is gonna be even longer if it's scabbed.
So, it takes you guys, like, a minute and a half before you're even able to cap the point because you're not really diving, you're brawling, right? You're kind of just like, oh, if it comes within, like, reach of my beam cannon, it'll die, probably. Probably. But it's not a run hammer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Asian, from, like, a fire perspective, you learn to fly indefinitely, hopefully, right? You're never gonna be a ground fire again. So if you get someone low, because you're always spamming on fire, like, between the fight, you're trying to poke for your ulti and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Or, like, look for a free pick when they're rotating. Um, definitely would want to be floating like really aggressively over their heads if I find that they only have a diva, like they don't have anything to punish. Like for example, no Widowmaker, no McCree, right? Soldier, anything like that. So like as soon as the enemy team's composition is revealed, you have to play it really aggressively. If you find that you don't have any counters, because that's how you get value, right? Like there's no value for you spamming at like a super mobile comp like dive from like 50 feet away, right? Your value would be floating on the brig's head and maybe 2 or 3 shotting her, right?
Okay.
Because like even before the dive happens, like pharmacy is kind of a crutch in some dives in the sense that like it gives higher burst damage than a traditional dive comp, right? Because a Tracer and a Genji require a lot more coordination than a Pharah rocket that drops someone to 100 than your tanks dive on it, right?
Yeah.
So like you always want to be spamming in the direction that your team is diving and then looking for
Oh, I think she did see.
What?
I think she did see, or is it just me?
I think she might have.
She's
Yeah.
not talking anymore for me.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
did.
So pretty much just make sure to check the counters when you're playing Pharah. Playing according like she said as well. And honestly, this when you're playing Pharah, keep tracking the squishies. Pretty much keep tracking the healers. Just iron the fuck out of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the more we should take away, let's say if I break Lucia, like they do now, like if you keep hitting the Lucia, like the break is
Yeah,
gonna
she
be forced
DC'd.
to give armor.
Bruh. My
Oh, hey,
internet
Lincoln.
died.
You're
Oh
back.
no.
Oof.
Yeah, it's always like against Briggs or anybody like that. I just drop rocket them. Easy clap.
Yeah, exactly. So as far
Like
as
fall out of the
focus, once you
sky,
keep
drop
track
the
of,
first rocket, and then fall more and drop the
just
second.
keep punishing. Even if you just hit a Lucio, Break is forced to maybe give Lucio armor, which then she can't give to the tanks.
So with Genji Blade, you always need a lot of space, right? So what that means is you need to ult from not inside a small room, right? And you need to ult from high ground because the higher up you are, the easier it is to see where you're going before and plan who you're going to chain your dashes to, right?
Yep.
So, before on Lijiang, you ulted from inside a white room, which is no bueno because you got shadowed right away. There's no room to even dash up in the air there because you're literally the height of a double jump, right? Like that's the maximum height you can be at, so that's very not good. So that's specific to that. So when you're playing against most comps, Diva is meta right now. So for Pharah Barrage, when you play a dive, which is most of the time when we play a Pharah, you have to ask your tanks to dive Diva. That's like the one time where I'm like, you guys can actually dive a tank, right? Because you need that Diva out of mech to essentially barrage. Oh hey, Mike. So if you try to barrage without demeching the diva against a dive comp, you have a problem because the only ones you'd want to theoretically barrage are the enemy healers, right?
Yep.
Because you probably don't want to barrage a monkey who will probably jump away or bubble you, right? So, Diva's obviously going to come back and DM you for that. So it's normally not free, but sometimes you can get it off without the Diva being within position. So if you see her like go in for a dive, that's the perfect time to ult a backline. So like the whole purpose of this right now is we're talking about the ultimates in dive because everyone knows like, yeah, you can May ult in brawl, you shatter bomb. Like we talked about these things, right? But we've never talked about brawl ultimates. So obviously there's nano blade, there's fire barrage. How to fire barrage, like your win condition for it is to demech diva. So primal and bomb. I actually don't think that primal bomb is a very good ult combination, right? Because it's very hard to move Orion, right? Like, super duper hard to move Orion. And there's no need to primal bomb a dive comp, which doesn't have a shield, right? Because dive comp is so mobile and has bubble and the ability to get away, and their healers typically play in cover anyway because they're part of dive comp, that you don't get any value from primal bombing them. You just bomb, right? And a lot of time the bomb is just to remech. So if you ever want to get a bomb kill, right? You count monkey bubble and then you throw it, or you use your boundary mech, and that's pretty much it, right? So how do you use primal? Tab?
How do I use primal by itself?
Yeah, because it is typically used by itself.
I mean, I would probably use it after initial diving just to go harder and secure kills,
Okay.
just to like commit more to the fight. If I'm not comboing, use it to knock enemies off of environmental if possible, if we can bait them to that side. But yeah, generally I use it to, I mean, either secure kills on squishies or can use it to displace, but like you said, it's kind of hard to displace tanks right now.
Fire Emblem Heroes.
My bad.
So like displacing backline maybe.
Yeah, so you could totally displace someone on the back line, or you can use it to stall on a point for more
Use it
percentage.
to bait out sleep dart.
Oh yeah, every time, dude. Definitely though, like you never pop your primal when the Ana has a sleep dart if you can help it. Like you dive her first to pull out the sleep dart, and then you primal to guarantee the kill. You use it to kill Mercy specifically, right? Because if she doesn't have Valkyrie, even without Valkyrie, she can most of the time get away from a dive, right? Because her movement is the least linear of any like character in the game, in the sense that you really never know where she's going, right? Like Widow grapple, like 12-second cooldown. Mercy jump, it's 1 second, right? It's very different. So you want to primal her to death essentially by chasing her down and stopping her health regen, or use it to displace backlines, like you said. So even if you can't kill an Ana who's being pocketed by a Mercy, you could totally juggle the Ana so that no one else on the team has any like healing, and then
Any
your
healing,
team
right.
could kill their team, right? So like Primal is actually considered one of the strongest ultimates against Brawl specifically because Brawl wants to stay stacked and Primal is a displacing ultimate, right? So how do you use it to displace Brawl specifically? Well, of course you could Primal the Ryan, but that's not super efficient, so you Primal the Ana or the Lucio away from their team and then hard engage, right? Pretty decent. So your goal every fight as Monkey should be to farm up your ultimate as fast as possible. So typical dive teams actually farm their Monkey ult in about 2 dives, right? So like specific to your Monkey play, you don't monopolize high ground positions enough. So a good example of this would be Ilios Ruins, right? With all the pillars. Well-played monkeys in GM will jump up onto a pillar and cleave and tickle like enemy brawl comps from like above in a way where they can't get cleaved by.
You mean like just short high grounds?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So you have to be able to identify all the short high grounds on every map. For example, over top of the point on Busan that we were just looking at, right, would be another one where you could tickle people for free.
Yeah. I was gonna ask if they play Brawl and like take point first, would you just like monopolize high ground and look for opportunity, or?
Yeah, so typically you would try to cleave your way into an ultimate and then you would engage because Brawl comp is very high burst damage in the sense that most of the time it's got a Kree, right? So like a monkey by himself or a monkey with his team is often quite in trouble if he doesn't have Primal. But because they're so grip, it's so easy to get Primal that you normally don't want to engage without it.
Gotcha.
So just how to play against different comps. Yeah, overall, I mean, you guys can take a breather for the next half an hour or play a comp game or something. Unless you have like actual VODs or questions, Laura.
I think one more thing would be semi-cons. I think the crit. Don't up angle too much either.
McCree or
Make sure for McCree's mainly.
Both of you. You both did this in the streams. If you play against a poke DPS, you have to be in your team. You can't off angle unless you have a Devo with you.
Next. Double kill.
Also for the screen leader too, on being with practice as well, is like not being afraid of it, and it's 6 stacking and it's going with speed because you're Brock. So I think during the tournament match and screen kind of guys weren't stacking, they were kind of afraid and spit out. And once you guys stacked and spit out into the enemy team, it's pretty much gone. Just make sure when you're brow and you're attacking, stack,
Now
speed, and
path the right way. Don't play to spam. Play to
No one
right.
can hide
So always play
from
to your
my
comp strength.
sight.
Okay? Because when you guys play dive, you brawl. When you play brawl, you play spam. And I feel like when you play spam, you brawl. And I'm just
Double
like,
kill.
everyone's
Triple
idea
kill.
of what the comp
I
does
could
is
do
so
this
messed up.
all day.
Double kill. Triple kill.
So ask yourself, like, what the fuck am I playing?
Quadruple kill.
And then play like that.
I gotta run and do something, but I will be back in time for you.
Alright.
I'm only here so I can get the lobby set up when they get it because they're hosting, and then I'm gonna dip out again.
Does anyone notice that the Overwatch heroes models have googly eyes?
Yes, the
April Fools.
yep.
That's right. It's tomorrow.
Does anyone want to play a comp?
I can't.
I'm way, dude. I've been studying all day and doing workouts. That's literally my life right now.
Double
Do you play what?
No one can hide from my sight.
The doom on the front is fucking hilarious.
Only through conflict do we evolve. I was looking for a challenge.
But yeah, I leave tomorrow, guys, for Nets, and then we'll see when my ship date is.
We'll see how soon it is in these times.
Well, it all depends on my job.
Tab, you said you joined in a minute.
Stay down.
So what are the rules behind getting a sub for main Thursday?
I don't know off the top of my head. I'll ask she here in a second. But I think it's more of the other team just has to approve it. Something like that. Not too complicated. But yeah, I don't know what time I'll be back Thursday, because the way it works is tomorrow I'm gonna wake up. My parents, who are actually starting to go along now for some reason, we're gonna go drop me off at the recruiter station. A shuttle's gonna pick me up. It's gonna drive us around. Maybe. Who knows? It's gonna come drive, pick me up. Then we're gonna go to a bunch of other places, pick more people up, maybe. Get to Mets. I'll take my ASAP, fill out paperwork, go to a hotel, get back, and then do the process all over again, except backwards for the shuttle. So I don't know what time I will get back.
I think we're just waiting on Tab to get on.
Alright, yeah, man.
You can change the icon.
Who changed
Like,
their icon?
I might hang out and watch a little bit, but that's about it.
True Blue is scrimming purple tonight. Pepe laughed, dude.
I'm gonna get back and I'm gonna be stuck on Emerald because of how bad I am.
True.
Do I want to order a Switch?
No.
I've already got a
Yes.
PC. I've got everything I need.
You need toilet paper.
You need a Switch. Tab! Get your American ass on here.
What?
It's from in-game, or it's, wait, which one? I think it's from in-game. That's America's ass. Anyone? No one?
Dig it. I think I'm gonna treat myself to Indian food. I'm gonna order Indian takeout tomorrow.
I'd Subway. Tab, tab, tab. Who am I missing right now?
I think,
Other than Tab.
think
Oh yeah, fake it. Who the hell are you?
it's been quiet.
Fake.
I was just seeing what was going on. I still have some food to eat.
Hey,
Oh, so you're not playing comp?
No.
Depending on how long Tide takes to get on, because we only have like 24 minutes right now.
I have a question for you guys. So I think Alex and I, we're probably gonna offer all and just kind of make sort of another team for fun, while still while still making like serious again. I was wondering if one of you guys were interested. So
And doing what?
in like playing in a team, a different team as well, with Alex and I. Was like overall like, in Plat Diamond, and it was Scream as well, and then you have like more playtime too.
I'd be down with that.
I don't have the
Most
time
likely,
for that.
yeah.
I'd be down once I get back from boot camp.
But you're not gonna be plat.
Like most
Dude,
likely, we're just gonna try and do it like after the other screams we have, like 10-12 blocks, or like Wednesday or Friday or something, you know, when we're free usually. But we wouldn't have like VAR reviews or anything. We'll just have like live coaching, and we just play the same way we would in, and it'll just be more playtime. So for anyone who's down, I guess you can DM me, so I can make a list of people who are interested.
Like I said, I would. I just don't have time.
Okay.
just get the time.
I can't. I have work, I have school, I have scrims here, and then I have helping out True Blue.
What do you do for True Blue?
I'm their assistant coach.
What is ours, True Blue?
Masters? Well, Diamond Masters, right around there.
Hey guys, it's Dogman here from the Atlanta Rain, and today I'd like to announce that we have a new sponsor in McDonald's. So today I'm going to use the online McDonald's app to order to kick off our sponsorship, and we'll take you guys through that process right now. So let's go order. So all we gotta do is order our
I'd start, but
meal.
I don't know where Alexis
So
went.
let's go do that right now. I'm gonna go look up for a meal.
Oh, she's
I'm gonna do the
checking
double cheeseburger meal because that's my favorite thing.
just quickly. So she
Do a large on. Alright, we're gonna
Because I don't know if tabs are gonna show up.
placing order. And we're gonna find something to do. So let's see if I can
Alright, I'll be back in time for scrim.
do.
Oh, hey Laura.
Mhm.
I have to leave 30 minutes early.
that would be fine. We should have 2 DPS in a
Yeah, I missed
so
it.
should be fine.
Asian, you're gonna be here.
Yeah.
You just have to leave at 10, right?
Yeah, I got a match with the fraternity league after.
I gotta dip out at 9:30 or around there. So. Figured I'd let you know before I was just like, oh hey, I'm leaving.
Asian, would you be interested in more playtime too? I didn't
Yeah.
quite hear what you said about it. Oh,
Yeah, I'd be down.
I mean, DM you.
Yeah, I gotta think of it. I
I
think
guess
I've played
whatever-
every single role in a tournament scrim setting, so.
Yeah, like preferably we just want you guys to play your own. You just get even extra playtime, you know?
Yeah.
I have a journal due tonight. It's kind of annoying. I can turn it in late though, so I don't really care.
What are you going to school for, Art?
Programming?
Fun.
And this school is not shut down yet?
I'm in college.
Or is it online? Okay.
It's online. It sucks.
I see. That's right.
If you can ever not do online school, don't do online school.
Okay.
Isn't
Oh my
online
god, you
school-
showed up. Are you ready?
Oh yeah.
Online school's so
let me
much
log
easier
in.
though.
Fun fact though, I was actually a CS major for a semester.
CS:GO.
Computer science.
Computer science. But yeah, Mevin asked me if I wanted to help him coach and learn coaching underneath him. So
Who's Mevin?
Crazy Cat,
Oh, who knows?
the Rhine main. I don't know.
Sorry.
He was the one that Chosen's team was against during like the winter tournament or whatever.
I didn't see that either. I apologize. You're
Oh,
doing your best, but I just.
In this video,
I
I'm
have
gonna
no
be
idea how
showing
else to
you
explain him
5
other than he's been
godly
around for a
Warwick
while.
mechanics you should know
He's
and
a person,
understand
he
if you wanna be
breathes.
good at weed way.
He eats
Yeah.
Even if
food,
you
he
don't
shits.
want
He's
to
the
play
one-
Warwick, you
he's the
should
one Gilly
watch
always
this
had a
video. That
vendetta
way you'll
against
better
trying to be the
understand
better
how to
Ryan.
play with Warwick and
Who,
against Warwick.
Asta?
Before
I
we
thought
jump
that
into
was
the
Asta.
first core Warwick
it's
mechanic,
Nevin.
you need to understand his passive.
What's he
The rest of
say?
his abilities play nicely into his passive, and most people don't realize that Warwick loves to fight when he's low on HP. That's when he's strongest.
That's one of the
Warwick is
windfalls.
strongest when
I'm assuming it's Laura. Oh my god, they're both here.
Double GM supports. That's kind of cheating.
Yeah, but you know what? I've played with you both as support and still lost, so
You guys are just too heavy, you know?
yes, I know.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh shit.
It's all Tab and his Reinhardt self.
Traveling to
You know, I
think
heard the
the game
DPS had the most
I'm just helping
calories
him
in them,
farm
though.
mana, okay?
You
I
just
think
what,
the
Tab?
game at like 14k has been handled and it's like 11k so we still lost.
Hello, Asian. Goodbye, Asian. No, go away, Asian. No, there's.
Let's see if I can heal. Let's see if I can heal. I will avenge. Oh, wait. I just ate your Venomine. I'm gonna try to avenge you. No, she got Mega.
You tried to kill me. What do you mean?
What the fuck? There's the Ryan.
Oh, she shot.
Okay, I got stun right clicked.
Don't do that.
Back to work.
She's left clicking me.
Deja.
I haven't played Widow in like a week other than the scrim, so I mean,
I feel that pain.
I'm so upset that all they banned was hit scans. Like I literally don't care about other DPS in comp. Just let me play
Personne
the characters. With Tab and his googly eyes. Hey, you killed Mishu. Thank you.
Much better.
I missed. Oh, it threw me off.
Oh, fuck me. Got my recall out.
Back in the fight.
Oh my god, that Widow's won!
I'm back.
I know, I headshot her like a couple times with Genji.
I responded.
Now, where were we?
I've been double teamed by so many tracers.
I can peek that sight line.
I'm back.
Oh my god, where are you lost? You're a dick, Asian. You really picked up the stupid health pack and then bombed me.
Ever get that feeling, deja vu?
I mean, tracers.
I know.
And she's back in the game.
And then there's Reinhardt.
Then there's Tab on Rhyme.
He's just gonna get surrounded by tracers.
Yeah. I've been surrounded by tracers. Sorry, Alexis. I know you can't hear me though. Help! Let's go. How did I not hit you? No.
I will respect what you want.
Yes, they are bullies. Just kill the widow.
Okay. Oh.
Where'd she go? I just see 4 tracers around you. Well, 3, but you know what I mean.
8 more tracers. Oh, there's even more enemies now.
Wait, let's see here.
Oh, there's another Ryan.
I can do it. I did the thing.
Dive tank if you believe.
I don't even care.
Now
Oh, hey,
arriving
Li
at
Jing.
Lijiang Tower. Prepare
Li
for
Zhang,
battle.
whatever.
Select your hero.
Control center is what?
Indoors. I'd say go McCree, but you can't.
No, feels bad.
Doomfist might be good.
You want me to pull out Doom?
Worth fighting for.
Oh, once the mission
Oh, he
starts,
took my Rhine.
no more messing around.
No, who got rid of the things in the wall? I still made it, let's go!
That's Alzarian.
Our world is worth fighting for.
Right, here we go.
I don't know about the rest of my team.
1. Round 1. Capture.
I'm playing Sorry.
Yeah.
Tab is playing Zarya.
He didn't lock in, Ryan.
Yep.
Dive tank.
And
Honestly, I give you bubble. I give you bubble.
Behind you.
Monkey, monkey, monkey.
Monkey, you're low. Okay.
Doom, doom, doom. No cooldown.
Down Torb. Can you spam out that Torb? Or the turret?
So I don't know where he went.
Lose this.
Nope.
See through the dragon's eyes.
Turret's top
Sorry,
left.
low.
Last time I saw.
And a one.
For me.
Then.
Actually got a pick.
Listen.
We still have to play slow even if we get picks.
Where's the turret at?
Monkey.
Oh my god, I got punched.
Walling damage, walling damage. Hey,
Monkey one.
sorry, frozen. Can I rest? Don't let him rest, don't let him rest, don't let him rest.
Get the turret. Nice.
Monkey sleeping in the back.
Cap.
Monkey one.
Monkey slow.
Nice. Kill feed.
They have May now.
Let's push up a bit.
Sorry, no.
Try
Personal.
one.
They're gonna have Space Jam here.
We almost have grab drag.
Yeah, we grabbed drag early. We grabbed drag early.
I already have drag. I'm waiting on your grab.
Okay. It's there.
Nice Soa.
Main no
Yeah,
block.
clean it up. Walling.
And then rest it.
No, right side.
They come back.
Yeah, back.
Ow.
Kite back to point.
Loading.
Kite back to point.
My monkey's low.
Trying.
Yeah, we pushed too far out.
Yeah. We got Space Jam out. Did we get Primal out?
Yep.
Yeah, we got primal out.
They have May. Don't push out to unless we're stacked.
Faded wall, go. No projected. May one. No block.
I have Bliss. Back out.
Doom one.
Sleeping.
Oh wait, we're in here.
Doom one.
We're in this.
Fine,
Doom dead.
sorry.
W key.
Both healers up left. Ana left.
Ana high ground.
Ana left side. Probably carrying.
One.
She's low. She's
Rotating on Ana.
Rotating, yeah.
One.
You got her?
No, I don't. Maybe.
Let's get that Ana.
Ana's still behind high
She's
ground.
way behind.
Sleeping. Oh.
You go, Sam.
Doom down. Doom down.
Sorry, on the right.
Yep. Monkey. No, he gets sweep.
I think he can die.
You need to break the bubble. Alright, we'll just on around the bubble.
No primal.
I'm stalling point.
Monkey.
You're by yourself.
I'm just stalling.
Grab. I have shatter when I get back.
Winnable.
Ana mercy. Main.
No nade. Nade is out.
Sorry.
Nice round.
Dude, I forgot so much.
Nice.
Score.
So you have gold damage?
0.
No. I only have 3,300. Cause you guys don't break fucking bubble.
I have 2k damage right now too.
Imagine only having silver.
Wait, what'd you say, Tab?
What?
What'd you say?
Nothing.
Tab is that little white voice in the background. Just working at you guys. Alright. You guys got this. You have 2 GM supports. How do you guys lose that?
We're not losing
We've
it.
lost before.
No, I'm saying, how do you lose this? Say, how do you...
Listen, we queued up, and I think we ended up queued at 6, and we still lost. They have road.
Doom no cooldown.
Because, you didn't care hard enough.
I'm taking damage.
Monkey
dead. Take space. Don't let him rest.
Helping Zarya? Cogno breather?
May no cooldown.
Doomer on the corner?
They have no mercy.
Back. Lost.
It's lost. Okay, yeah.
Monkey.
Hog down.
I'm not there.
Come on.
We
Nice.
got
Break that
monkey.
bubble.
Let's push him.
Push.
Yeah. Go down hog too.
I'm gonna
Base
get
here. Break.
Rotating.
Break.
I got Zoom.
Got May.
This is Moira. No bait.
She's gone. Roadhog coming in on the right.
Don't get hooked.
I almost have grab here. I got hooked.
Sleeping.
We can't do anything.
Unlucky.
Monkey coming in.
May
coming in. Right side May.
Same dragon.
Just stack on Ryan. Everyone stack on Ryan.
He's low.
I'm reloading.
Their entire team's right here.
Doesn't have bubble. Doom coming in. May.
I'm dead here? No, I'm not dead.
Oh, glowy boy I see over here.
Make a knife.
Moira outside, no pain.
Doom no cooldown.
Freezing hog frozen.
Monkey. Monkey.
Doom coming in on the back. He's low.
Don't get boop.
Monkey half.
Monkey one.
Monkey low.
Monkey feeding.
Good.
They have Bliss.
Thank you.
They have a Zen now, no Ana.
No hook.
Run, monkey.
Doom
Push up.
main.
Push Zarya.
Yeah.
I have shatter.
Blizzing.
Doom over top.
No point.
I'm on point.
Oh fuck! I've made terrible life decisions.
Doom down.
Yes. You did.
I give you bubble.
He's low.
Sleeping. Nice.
It's probably a terrible life decision if you die. Yeah.
Ryan won. Or half.
Asian. Feels bad.
Just so you guys know, the lobby is up.
Sweet, thanks. Can you invite Pichu? Then we can all hook off of him. Oh,
Yeah, Peachy's watching my stream right now.
I got it. I got it. I got it. I got the lobby already. I got it.
Lucio coming in.
Nope, I got him.
I'm just gonna be in spectators for a little bit and watch, maybe.
Alright. GG's.
If you're not on fire, you're bad.
Are we all done here?
Fuck, I'm bad.
Asian.
Bullying.
GG.
The googly eyes.
Wow. This is amazing.
I feel like that was the Ana play, but okay.
Alright.
It's okay.
Now we all join off Pichu. Where's Pichu? I just bring us all in. Let's go.
Let's go, dudes.
Hey,
Who is cosine?
We have, we have
We're missing
second
Doge, by the way.
too.
Doge here?
Doge and the other triad as well.
Peachy, your picture's so freaking ugly.
What? Oh,
Because it's not LS Fuel. Wait, do we have an Octane tryout?
We have 2 triads, the same as yesterday, and a sec.
You mean a third one?
They're all main support.
Yeah, they're all main supports, so.
I don't have fake it, by the way.
Spin!
I'm gonna send fake it.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, how about you?
I'm okay.
You see a second triad today.
Spin your tryout.
Ooh.
Oh.
We're just getting all the managers. Let's go.
Okay, we might have all the managers, but who's gonna find fucking scrims for our team, bro?
3 will.
Willie, though.
Who is this?
I thought 3 was a girl.
I've never heard this voice
No,
before.
3 is a dude.
Oh man, they do colored spectators.
Oh, I thought
and shit,
Spentec
too.
died.
Well, that's a
Wow,
blast
they
from the past.
They really do colored spectators. Wow. They're taking this serious.
I might need an invite. I can't join the game.
I don't have it.
We just invited you.
You must have done it while I was loading because it's not here, and I
Yep.
don't have a notification for it. Pichu wants a friend request? I don't know.
I mean, it was Sagi easier, you know, but whatever's next time I'll do it. I'll just forget it.
Here you go, fake kit.
Hear me out on this. Peanut butter jelly sandwiches work out better as wraps.
What the fuck is
Using
wrong with you?
tortillas.
Have you ever had toasted peanut butter and jelly?
Yes, I have. That is actually pretty good.
Those are so good.
I'd say it's better grilled.
Alright.
Toasted or grilled?
I think.
Oh yeah, we're looking for Dochi.
Did we get Adam into here too?
How do I get in there? I don't have Adam. Does anyone have Adam?
I
got a Harvington.
What's up,
Here,
Adam?
I can get him in a moment. I just got
Sup?
through hers and put
They got quite a few subs as well.
You should get an invite now.
Got it. I have to ping him, don't I?
By the way, they're playing with open division rules.
Which is bans, right?
No, they're not doing hero bans. I purposely made sure did not request that.
So what are they doing?
So they're doing open division rules without. No, they are a 3.2 team.
What the fuck is open division rules? I don't pay attention.
Open divisions, like right.
No, I'm
No,
I'm
he's
here.
here.
Sorry,
He's just
my
getting
bad.
off.
Just send me an invite. I'm on.
So you know how there's Overwatch League and then Overwatch Contenders? There's also Open Division.
Well, I know that. I just don't know the rules.
It's the same as Pretenders rules, basically.
Okay.
So who's the leader? Oh, can we get Adam in for first?
Tell him.
Adam for spin. And then we want
For
Doji.
Ouch.
They're playing Li Zhang first, right? So we want the Mei and the Kree. So take Art out. Yeah, let's just take Art out here.
No Genji.
Yeah, no, we're trying to avoid the Genji here. It's fine.
Yes.
We'll talk about
Yes.
it.
I agree. I say we give Genji
I
to
would
Pichu.
rather just repress that memory.
After another dozen months of practice, Genji can again be played.
I mean, nothing's gonna. I don't think anything's gonna get as embarrassing as my AK and blade on Numbani a few scrims ago.
No, I flopped 3 blades in a row, my guy.
You didn't see his Oasis blade where he pulled
it was
it out
horrible.
and like died mid-set.
No, that mid
Twice.
And died.
Twice on 1 point.
Oh my god, I remember that turning. That was
Hey, at least I got the blades twice.
You know, at first we were
Okay.
impressed because he got blade quick and then he died. Twice.
I mean, he just did wrong
I
timing.
get blade fast. My blade mechanics are just flop. Listen, I will work on it. This game,
Yo,
try
guys,
and
are we
run.
ready to go?
Try and run Pichu as Genji. See how it goes.
Oh god.
Actually, Pichu has had coaching
Yeah.
on Genji. It'll go better.
Dude, Pichu's Genji's been popping off lately.
There you go. So why am I still the Genji player?
Stop.
I don't know. We're still trying to figure it out. So that's why Pichu's in.
Oof.
Oh my god.
Yo, are we here?
We're ready?
to go?
Alright, let's go.
Yee, let's go.
That wasn't even a burn, guys. That was literally something I.
Good luck, guys.
Jelly Chef.
So we're doing open division, so it's best of 3 then? Is that what it is?
So for Garden, do you want to run the
Go dive here.
Okay.
Okay.
Put Pichu on the Genji, and then Asian on the Pharah. It's
I am
fine.
not warmed
Asian,
up.
if I see you on the ground, you're in the wrong spot. Don't go inside the point either.
Yes.
Oh my god. I am not
If
warmed
you
up.
kill
for
your
this.
Mercy is allowed to TK you like 5 times.
That.
Oh, this googly eyes is like pissing me off. Though, not gonna lie.
It's so tilting, dude.
Oh, we have custom skins again.
Make sure to attract a 5-pan ticket. And take a breather. Call Target.
Yep.
Dive together.
I think the googly eyes are funny. I like these.
How does my primal googly eyes look?
They're hanging out.
How do we want to approach diving if they push
Oh,
white?
guys, watch Diva's thing here. Look at this. He starts spinning like crazy.
All right, let's go. Go.
Bridge.
Focus up, focus up, focus up.
Left side.
Remember, far opposite side from
Yep.
Tank.
I'm gonna dive over here.
What are they running? Do we know they're running?
Reinhardt. Sim, point.
Okay, yeah.
So chill. Play slow. Pharah go around the backside, right? Monkey whip your bubble, come back up, and then try and get rid of the turrets.
Reflect the fire strike, throw half on point. Mercury 1.
I'm on Cree.
Yeah, go. These bubbles. He's projected. I'm gonna die in a Roar Orb. Yep.
You guys should never be dying in the pre-fight, right? You're waiting. So don't like fight. You have a fire, so you can literally just chip away at their health for forever. So far, play like the backside, like the white room side.
White room side? Okay.
Yeah, because your team's playing wide, so you need to play white room side.
They'll have Shatter Coalesce here.
I'm gonna have to play ground bar in a position.
We're like halfway to play.
We're gonna be diving Moira here.
Okay. Just made though. Remember that.
Symmetra.
Symmetra's always gotta be the first one to die.
Two shatter.
Sim 1. Sim down.
I did live. Burn one on point. Behind noon. Oh no.
Unlucky.
Okay, they high noon shattered. They have Coalesce. They probably have beaten Sim 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
My team needs
I'll have Nano just before.
I got. Give me time to stage around the right side.
Yeah, we'll go Sim first, McCree second.
Yep.
Thanks for the assist.
They high noon.
Yep. Walking us
What's our play
in.
here, by the way? We have nano soon?
Sim pillar, diving 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Lucio low.
Sim.
Lucio 1.
Oh yeah, grab.
You gotta ask for the nano blade, yeah?
Yeah, you gotta let me know that you're right there. I can't let you.
Dying here.
They have beat Simwall and probably Shatter Coalesce again.
He's grab.
So what can you do? Maybe use the nano on your monkey.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
I'm gonna take the corner with Nano. Nano me on corner.
Yeah, go. I'm gonna go inside.
With Genji.
Oh!
These beat. We're good.
I'm rotating.
More one.
More in the plate. More dead. One Lucio. Big rush. Someone.
Sim down. Zarya.
Where's she? I'm trying to find her.
Lucio.
TP.
Big TP.
TP dead. We're good. Okay, nice. Good job.
Was that acceptable for me right there?
Take the T here.
Yeah.
Did they
Take the space. Take the space. We want to take this choke before they.
Fine.
If they
That hurts a lot.
if they rotate white, we can dive.
Sim first.
Simwall.
Don't let them teleport. If they teleport, we go point. Teleport point.
TP. Kill. TP there.
3 down.
I'm gonna out here. I have Blaze too.
Lucio 1.
Big res.
Lucio still 1.
Lucio where?
Just primal. Alright, we're good. We can do this. Okay. I can touch him if I have to. Okay, it's done.
I'm not long for this world.
If beat
Right
grab
now.
Coalesce.
Come on, Moira 1.
Kill on point.
I'm going Doomfist to try to get back in the fight. Nah, it's lost.
Only through conflict do we evolve.
Honestly, you guys are a bit quiet when you're diving. You're not really calling targets. Or it's like way too lane. Like this, someone called targets, a tab called target, and everyone is repeating. Just keep repeating it.
I think that's 100% on.
If everyone performs
We're very
their
talkative when we're
function,
not fighting.
Victory is assured.
And remember, you never want to be inside the
Oh,
point unless Jafar is able to spam into their backline, right? You're definitely not like doing enough.
You take
spam
Sim
on
actually
fire
in this
there.
with our
What
lineup.
comp on this map?
Sim Cree. Yeah. Pichu, you take Sim.
Okay, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah.
So amp early and you're good to go.
Forever.
Yep.
One.
Speeding.
Capture the objective.
Thank you for the TP. Oh, tap, you're really forward.
They have Sim.
TP up. Go.
Make sure you break their TP too at some point.
Their map is high ground, by the way.
Sim dead.
Kill that cut.
Lamp.
May dead.
May has to go.
Targets.
Come on, Ryan.
I got booped out. I'm good up.
This life's never.
Run.
Yeah.
Play slow. Our TP is still up.
Call targets.
So is theirs.
Targets, someone.
I can't get it.
Coming in with Shatter.
Sim.
Sim 1.
Quick shatter.
Care for Shatter here.
Sim guys.
Sim. Left.
Reset.
They have Shatter, possibly Bat Window.
Pichu, you might want to switch to a dim
Ain't
fist.
my time.
I have back window.
Doomfist here.
So pretty much what you want to do is go main. Yeah, you can if you want, but it's not really a big deal. I think you should stay. Because you're already brawl. Go main.
I can window soon.
Bat top.
Yeah, window main is well though.
You're up. Ace pull. TP behind.
Got 1, got 2.
Turn right.
I'm on May. May no block.
I killed Ryan. I got Ryan.
May down. They're down 3.
No more else.
Go in.
I'm on Arista.
I got Arista. We're good.
Break teleporter.
Yeah. Break TP.
Which LC have guys?
There are bongos coming up.
Play point.
They have Simwall Bongos freeze.
When they start to come in on us, let's bongo, and we'll fight them with bongos.
I'm gonna try and get an off angle on them early. I'm gonna try and swing
After that, we want to pressure their Reinhardt. We want them to have no Rein shield so we get free shatter.
I'm watching back left. Okay. I hear turns.
Hi.
You're blizzarding. I'm gonna go in now. 3, 2, 1, going now. Sim dead.
I'm on May.
Target.
May, May,
Come on, May.
I don't know where she is right now. I'm trying to find her.
May one.
Run.
Ryan. May one.
Where's the one? Hello?
They're down.
We're still low.
I need Arista can die. Nice shot.
Big TP.
Big TV.
Good TP, guys. Good TP, guys.
What did they use?
They used freeze and shatter.
And what kind of
Sim
wall?
And sim wall. Okay.
Yeah. I have Doom pistol, by the way. Can we pull Doom?
They have bongo beat coming up.
Yeah, let's pull Doom.
They're
pull
closer.
Doom.
They're closer. They're close to their matrix, right?
Yeah. When they go in,
Yes,
we just pull
they're
them.
main right now.
Point.
Yeah. Alright, they ready? Oh yeah, they use it. Bring it.
They're going down main.
Good turret, good
I'm
turret.
pulling.
I don't have it.
Okay.
Come on, Sim.
Break Bongo.
We're down 3.
Alright, we reset here. They use shatter bongo there?
Yeah, you went early.
Should I keep the Arista or
Switch
swap?
the Arista for Monkey.
Okay, yeah, it's okay.
They have sim wall, window, freeze.
Okay. So what are we doing?
This is gonna be a dry fight. Let's play main.
Up your wall.
No wall?
We probably won't have time for a dry fight.
Yeah.
We need to go now.
Alright,
Focus Sim down first, guys.
Yeah, we have targets well.
Going?
Watch the TP, by the way. Watch the TP.
I got.
Oh, we lost.
I go for fire
We're
strike.
down 2.
Yeah.
Back down.
Fire strike. Dry fight, right?
I have map window. So we're after play main with map window. After that, it's gonna be playing for Reinhardt Shatter because that's gonna be the next thing to come up.
Can we window fire strike here?
I'll be putting
Just go
window.
main.
Sim turrets.
I got pulled.
Turrets down.
I got pulled. Sorry, guys.
He's dead.
We're gonna have to fight without him.
I got a mate.
Got 2. Go point.
You got touch.
I live here.
I'm on Ryan.
Made it. Similar. They have DPS. We can do this.
Just bap Ryan.
I'm lagging. Rissa one. That behind on our side.
They have beat bongo sim wall.
Come back to me if you die.
I
Just had a pink spike.
Push on that Ryan. It's open division, isn't it? Oh, okay.
They're still training in a